May 5th, Trump is going to start going after everyone who has any type of federal student loan. And I honestly want some input on this. How are people feeling? He's going to start garnishing your wages. If you haven't paid in the last 5 years, there's also 5 million people that have an open federal student loan. So to the 5 million of you, what are you guys going to do when he starts coming for your paychecks? How are you guys going to survive? Because this economy is already crazy, and now he's going to start taking money out of 5 million people's paychecks. I'll let y'all discuss in the comments.
As of May 2025, the U.S. Department of Education has resumed collections on defaulted federal student loans, including wage garnishment. This is happening after a 5-year pause due to the pandemic. This action affects over 5 million borrowers currently in default.
The Education Department is warning that if we don't pay back our student loans, that our wages are going to start being garnished. I thought y'all were supposed to be somewhere not existent. When they dismantled the Education Department, they also dismantled my $56,000 in student loans that I owe, okay? And the thing is, I shouldn't even owe those loans. I should not even owe those loans. For half my college career, I was literally a homeless student. And their solution was, here are more predatory loans so you can get a degree and go work in public service. Oh my God, why do you want it to be free? You should just went into a trade. It wasn't offered to me. It was not offered to me. I would have loved to have gone into a trade and been an electrician and not had student loan debt, but I did what I needed to do. I was 17 years old. You gave a 17-year-old $30,000 in student loans, and now I'm supposed to pay it back? The Education Department was dismantled. So why are my student loans not dismantled? Talking about garnishing wages. 5 million people, y'all out y'all mind.
Let's have a look at the comment section. They are going to make this a crime. They are going to make that a crime. It will get rid of the educated. The US is $36 trillion in debt, and they are worried about my 28K. Interesting. Trade schools still cost money, because she did make mention of trade school. She was like, people were asking her to go to trade school. She said she had no idea that was a thing. So this one is saying trade schools still cost money. People going to trade schools still get loans. If they garnish wages, how will people pay rent, food, etc.? It is exhausting, and it's because the cost of living is high. That's why people are struggling to pay their student loan. So if you take money out of their paycheck, how then are they going to survive? I was fired because of this presidency. They can just leave me alone. I'm done. Wage garnishment is a legal process where the government can withhold some portion of your paycheck to repay defaulted student loan. For federal student loans, this can occur without a court order, and borrowers are entitled to 60-day notice before garnishment begins.
The other thing about student loans that I feel like nobody's talking about is that it is not good for all of your under 40 workers to not be able to buy a house, save for their retirement, invest in their children's future, have kids, and now they're trying to pay us $5,000. It is not good for us to be spending the equivalent of our rent on student loan payments. That's bad for the economy. We can't buy stuff. We can't buy houses. We can't contribute in any way to a booming economy. We can't have kids. That's not good for the future of the country. They think that the future of the country and the future of the labor force is in peril because women don't want to take on the work of having breastfeed or something. What? We can't afford it. We can't afford it. And that's exactly why you don't saddle your entire working youth, multiple generations of the under 50 youth of the country, with student loans that they can't discharge and they can never get out from under. Their entire paycheck is going to survival and student loans. That's bad for the economy. That's not good. How is nobody talking about this?
Y'all, they about to garnish our wages. They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here. Y'all, as of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school. If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. Oh, you might as well go ahead and add 5 more. Add 10. Cause that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I gotta go do deferment. I gotta go do something. Y'all, we can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something. Oh my gosh, my credit score. 15%, whether you have it or not, as of May 5th. So long as you have money in your bank account, they are taking it. In fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood. Don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing. This man really said, you know what? Let's make the rich richer. Let's make the others poor.
Yes, she's right. The government is taking up to 15% of disposable income, ensuring the people retain at least $217.50 per week. According to them, it is equivalent to 30 times the federal minimum wage. They are also doing same to social security benefits. It is also up to 15%, but they must be left with at least $750 per month.
People's credit is dropping by the triple digits due to student loan delinquencies. The chart behind me tracks student loan delinquency across the US by age group. And if you look here to the far right of the chart, you can see that delinquencies have gone through the roof now that collections have started again. And while every age group is being hit hard, it looks like younger people, 18 to 29, and people over 50 are being hit the hardest. Now, when you hear the individual stories of how people's credit dropped, it's horrifying. One lady reported that her credit dropped by 240 points on Reddit, saying that she cannot find a job after graduating in 2024. And another person reported an almost 300-point drop. Their scores were in the high 700s and fell to 480. And person after person is talking about more than 100-point drops just from getting their loans recognized or having delinquency points added. It's really rough out there for people. So many people's score has declined that the average credit score in the US has started to decline as well, something that rarely ever happens. US for suddenly cracking down on student loans and destroying all these people's credit scores.
This is the part that pisses me off because I did not take out $80,000 in student loans, not even close to that. And so I'm over here, like, I have no issue. I have zero issue. This is a simulated situation, and so they're guesstimating what I should owe. But like, I don't have any issue with paying for all of my education. I will pay for it. I will pay for it over the next 10 to 20 years. I don't care. I will pay for it. I have an issue with paying $20,000 to $30,000 of interest or more than that. It's gonna be more than that because it might take me more than 10 years to pay this off. And so, like, genuinely, no issue whatsoever. I'll pay the 60 grand. I will pay it. I don't want to pay 30 more in interest. Like, I'm not, like, why do you get $30,000 for loaning me money? What are you doing that earns that? Like, there's no work being done that earns $30,000 over 10 years. Nobody's doing that job. So why do I have to pay that? Where does that money go?
As a follow-up to my last post, my undergraduate education was very much shoved down my throat. When I was in high school, I did not want college debt. It was something that didn't feel good to me. I didn't want to start my adult life out owing a bunch of money. So the first thing I tried to do was go to Votech so that I could get my high school diploma and a skill in a trade, because I wanted to be able to support myself and put myself through college as I could actually afford it. My guidance counselor said no, because I was in honors. My mother would not support me because I was in honors. And both of them said the same thing, but you're going to college. And I did not understand what part of I don't want college debt translated to I'm not going to college. But you know, when you're a teenager, it's really easy for adults to just strong arm you into what they want for you. So kept going to school in the honors program, and then when it came time for my senior year, at the end of the year, I tried enlisting in the Army. I was denied for asthma, didn't make it to medical, but neither here nor there. And in the meantime, I missed college deadlines, and I was like, oh darn, guess I gotta get a job. Nope. My mom called one of the schools I applied to, my grandmother's alma mater, and they were like, oh, that's okay that you missed every deadline. And I ended up going there. It was the only school my mother would allow me to attend. And while I was there, I also got a degree she wanted me to get. But when it came time to fill out the FAFSA in the spring of 2012, I remember my mom saying to me, your father and I are supposed to pay for half of your education, but I can't afford my half, so you have to take out loans. And that's still frustrating even now, because it was very obvious that she just wanted to push her responsibilities onto me.
Let's have a look at some comments. Don't wait years to pay off a loan. You knew it was coming and chose to put it off. I borrowed $42,000. I owe $130,000. The government is running a payday loan scam on all of us. I've paid my principal off twice over and still owe $100,000. I borrowed $10,000. I owe $44,000. I understand how loans and interest works, guys. I'm a literal math teacher. I'm saying that education loans should not have interest. Well, it's a loan. Borrowed $105,000, paid back $8,000, now owe $130,000. I don't even understand how this loan stuff works. How come they are paying off and they're owing more? You can't fault anyone for wanting to better their lives with education. I know there are other ways you can improve in your life, you can develop yourself, but for those people that chose to go through the educational route should not be faulted. And again, education is very expensive. University is expensive, and the only way out is taking a loan if you don't have the money. But the government needs to look into this, because it's really driving people crazy, honestly.
We have 68,000 people over the age of 62 who are still paying their crippling student loans. Student loan payments for federal loans are now due again. For 4 years, those federal loans were paused, but they're not paused anymore. It is estimated that millions of borrowers are going to have their credit hit this summer because they have not started making the payments again. In Georgia, we have 1.7 million student loan borrowers. Nationally, we have 47 million students who have borrowed. And many people feel like they will be paying their entire life.
Okay, I'm just gonna try it. I'm 42 and I'm tired, and I'm a hard worker, and I have student loan debt that is not going away. I'm really hoping and praying that I can somehow make TikTok work in my favor. So far, I haven't been able to, but if you're seeing this video, please help, please. Just repost my video or comment, like, do all of those things that can get me some traction to hopefully pay off some of my student loans before I die. Because I'd like to, you know, be able to buy a house or even start a savings account. Yeah, 42, no end in sight. And yes, I'm a responsible person. I'm not one of those people that took out a loan with no intention to pay it back. I have been paying it back for 20 years, and I owe more now than I did before because I was on an income-based repayment program. And the income-based repayment program doesn't touch all of the interest unless you pay extra, which of course I didn't have. So I paid what I could based on the program for 20 years, and honestly, I probably could have paid most of my loan off by now, but I now owe so much more because of those compound interest rates. So please repost, like, share, do all the things. Help me, TikTok. Please help me. Please, I'm begging you.
Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about the student loans? What do you think about people paying off their loans and keeps increasing? Do you think student loans should have interest? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.